We're live. This time we'll believe our tool, and hopefully no one will lose the beginning of it. So we'll talk for a while about nothing, but we're here. We are here. Hi, Callum. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm feeling very festive, as you can probably see. And this
Yeah.
is bloody itchy, so I'm actually going to take it off.
I was thinking that it's a walking Christmas tree when you joined me here live today, but yeah, it was you. I'm also pimped for this great occasion. I have some Christmas accessories, and I've decorated my desk with some trees. I can pick. I can send a picture later, but yeah, I'm getting into the Christmas mood. How about you? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Always, right? Yeah, always.
Yeah. I've just got to do all my Christmas shopping still. Yeah, no, all good.
But also we've realized that it's our last umbraCoffee in this decade, right?
Decade. Yeah, it's not only the last umbraCoffee, but actually kind of everything that's happened the last month has really been the last whatever of the decade. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of summaries and catch-ups what happened in everybody's 10 years, and so we've been just talking before going live that it's a lot of time, and in our lives a lot of things happened. How was your decade, Callum?
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Decade started. I was born, and then no, it's been good. It's been busy. This has been kind of the kickoff of my my professional career life this decade, and yeah, done some crazy stuff. Even more so in the past couple of years. Getting heavily involved with the Umbraco community has been fantastic, of course. Yeah, just learning every day.
Yeah, I just realized that probably it was around a decade ago when I started to do Umbraco at all. That's also interesting because I've heard about Umbraco for the first time in between of 2008 and 2009. Then I finished my studies. I've started my first job. I've started my first company. I closed my first company. Then I joined the Cogbros. We've met. A lot of things happened. Joined the Umbraco community. Attended a lot of great events. It was an amazing time. But as you've said, the last couple of years were probably the most
crazy.
Most crazy. Yeah, and if we would just try to take a look on next 10 years. 10 years is a big period of time, and so many things can happen.
Yeah, I mean, Umbraco is only what, 15 years old, 16 years old, maybe. I think it's 15 years old. Umbraco is 15 years old, and that means that actually the past decade is 2/3 of its life. So looking at the next 10 years is a huge amount of time for the product, and the web has evolved massively in 15 years. So yeah, what Umbraco will be in when we're having this same conversation in 2029, I'm not quite sure. Be incredibly interesting to see. I know for sure though. I mean, next year is going to be more of the same sort of stuff, like more great packages, .NET cores coming, V8 being constantly improved. It'll be good.
Yeah, I'm also not a fan of having big plans and visions for 10 years, but we can be sure that in this such of time a lot of amazing things will happen, and it's amazing that we are joining this decade right now, and we'll be observers of that. And someone just ruined us the next topic which we were going to talk about.
No.
We were going to mention that we just hit 404 subscribers, but
someone else subscribed.
but it's ruined right now. So
but it's still 404 at the top.
It just proves that we are live.
Very live. Wow.
Probably indexes here are not refreshed, but we were talking about it last week that when we will hit 404, no more subscribers will be found. So we have 405 subscribers. Someone just unsubscribed. It's live. We are live here. Yeah. So once again, thank you very much, all of you, for being with us here on every Friday. And it's our 106 episode of umbraCoffee. So Callum, speaking about Umbraco, December, we are all, of course, getting into the Christmas mood. Once again, we had a great series of 24 days articles, right? And one of those,
we've had 9 this week.
Yes, 9 exactly, and you were the author of. Can we say 2 of them, because those are 2 separated articles, right?
Yeah, they're definitely 2. They're 2 very separate topics as well. So I wrote this week about packaging in Umbraco in 2019, and I was thinking about this kind of topic for a while, whether it's a talk, whether it's an article, and I Googled. There is no less than, I think, 7 or 8 articles from the past 5 years of people saying, here's how I create an Umbraco package. So this is yet another one of those posts. What I've written is quite future proof, and it can become that resource that people go to and use when they actually want to do things. And one of the big goals for me with this, I've written a piece of software that basically makes it really easy to package stuff up, and that was the whole thing. It should be really accessible for people. So maybe this is the solution. I don't know. Certainly one of the solutions to making packages more accessible to everyone.
Yeah, speaking about this topic in particular, I remember some discussions when people said that they were always referring to this crazy MS build or gulp task, which we're using by let's say the most popular packages and most popular package creators, and we were always suffering of having the constant way of doing it. So it's great to see that you've put a lot of effort, and I've seen a lot of great comments after this article. So it's great that you've shared it with all of us. But we also seen a couple other great articles. I really like the Thomas article about feature toggles and the whole approach, which fascinates me for a while, but I've never implemented in the production. So it's good to see that someone is doing it successfully with Umbraco in the backpack. Plus some articles about being more friendly. Once again, the Fedosia from Perplex shared a great experience of making other people's experiences better when it comes to editorial approach to Umbraco. Some Azure Active Directory headlines and infos how to integrate. And the rest is probably something what I didn't catch up yet.
The multilingual V8 sites, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Harriet was a really good article. That came out last weekend, I believe. And speaking of Harriet, she's got a article in .net or Net Magazine, whatever it's called now, about Umbraco. She's written an article, which is in the December issue. I need to get my hands on a copy. But
nice. Is it a physical magazine?
Yeah, it is. It is a physical magazine. I'm pretty sure it's online too, but it's a subscription. It's been around for a long time. Maybe it's just a UK thing. I don't know. Anyone know? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I haven't heard of it.
Quite a big magazine. She's written a feature in there about what Umbraco is and working with it, and importance of being flexible and good editor experience and all the stuff we love.
Yeah, nice. So we are still looking for 4 or more articles till the December 24th.
Yeah,
and it's great to see them coming. But also another great community people were doing some summaries, and Umbraco also released a couple blog posts this week with some stats, numbers, summaries. Let's start from the Sophie's Dog's Diary first. Because it was released as the first one, if I remember correctly. So yeah, once again, great stats and great numbers when it comes to contributions in this year into the documentation part of the project. And Hacktoberfest was once again highlighted, and I was, by the way, notified that my T-shirt is coming from States now.
Your official Hacktoberfest one.
Yeah, my official Hacktoberfest.
Mine arrived today. And I will be. I will have to try it all on in a minute.
Cool. Yeah, I don't trust Polish postal office, so I shouldn't announce it that I will have one because it's not promised.
Christmas.
No, definitely after Christmas. But it's a great summary of the package team work by documentation curators work, and those numbers are crazy. So it's good to see them, and once again, year by year in the next decade, we will be able to see if it's progressing to the right direction. And the second blog post was about U profiles. So once again, highlighting community members.
All 13 new profiles from this year.
Yes. So I followed this list of people, and it's great to see the highlights basically after each month. And yeah, great summary and great also combination of people. So if anyone missed anyone basically being awarded of the U profile this year, this is the source of the data. And maybe you could tell us more about the product updates shared by Winner this week as well.
I wasn't expecting a product update this week.
Yeah, me too.
We released them every 2 weeks, and I kind of thought that was it last week or the week before where we had one where they were talking about 8.4 and that's all out and that's done. And I kind of thought that would be it for the year. But they snuck another one in this week, and they've ticked off 2 roadmap items in the past. Well, we were part of the launch of Hardcore 3 weeks ago, and in less than 3 weeks they've added 2 new features, which is the Forms API and content filtering via the API. So that's incredible. Come around pretty quick. And I believe there was some talk about 7.15.4, but maybe not. Oh, 8.5.
Yeah, it was about 8.5 and upcoming release of Umbraco Deploy 3.3, which is aimed to be released on January 7th. Same, and also at the beginning, Umbraco at the beginning of the year, we should expect Umbraco 8.5, and seeing how people are surprisingly upgrading to 8.4 and seeing all the differences there, it's great to see another release upcoming. Some cloud updates and also updates to the roadmap. So it's all there. Great to see the summary from the product update and the product team. So yeah, thanks Rune for sharing with us, and yeah, we are more than sure that it will be a great beginning of the year. And coming back to Christmas topic, probably did you receive your Umbraco Secret Santa gift?
I haven't received it yet. I haven't, but there was a big knock on the door yesterday, and by the time I got to it, no one was there. So I suspicion that might have been it might be somewhere. No, I haven't. Did you?
No, same here. And the funny situation is that today during one of my calls, I also heard probably postman calling or something, and I was not able to move. So I don't know. I didn't get it, but I know that my destinated match received mine gift. So that's ongoing, and people are sharing those gifts, and we were seeing some pictures of really personalized gifts over the community, and I really enjoyed this one. I think Christian's
yeah.
And he also had a personalized paper around the gift itself.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, the Secret Santa on another side put a lot of effort to make it really enjoyable. And the third one was shared by Emma, and once again, something what you are not usually expect from someone who is giving you a gift, a personalized 404 page, because we all know about Emma's obsession or passion around 404s.
And her cats, of course.
Yeah, and cats, of course, and her cats here. So that's amazing. And so people share more of those Secret Santas gifts as an inspiration for probably upcoming years as well.
Well, it seems, I was thinking earlier today when I saw Ben's post that it seems everyone's bought everyone Lego. Maybe next year it's time that we didn't all just send Lego to each other.
Yeah, Lego edition, or create a separated Lego edition.
yeah. You could have a little like a subscription. Everyone sends each other Lego once a month or something. Swap
Lego pod or something. Cool. And Callum, you were following a lot of interesting discussions about code and pull requests, some fancy extensions or lack of possibilities around extending Umbraco in some cases this week, right?
Yeah. So one of the particular one that stuck out was yesterday when Lee Kelleher said on Twitter, the way that it seems to be, the recommended way of doing things in Angular has to do with components. so if you create a property editor, you should use a component rather than a controller or a directive, however we did it before. And then there was some discussion about that being more complicated, potentially more difficult. HQ shared their reasoning behind it, being they're trying to make it easier to migrate or upgrade Angular in future. So kind of standardizing everything, making everything best practice is good. I chipped in and said, just like components are great, but the implementation, the way it's been done, has actually closed things off to extensibility a little bit. But I'm actively talking with Niels at HQ, and Runa said they would look at how they can address this quickly. So they're listening, which is good.
Yeah, I really followed this discussion because we are just getting to the point where we will need to use those types of extensions, and because it's not, no one probably shared the experiences yet, but people were struggling with their approaches, and if it works, it's done in most of the cases, but it's not always a solution, because we probably always should search for the best possible solution and the easiest path to entry this type of issues for anyone who will be doing it after us.
Yeah.
So exactly. Yeah, we will be definitely following it. But also we've highlighted some of the other discussions which were happening on the pull requests, and some of the pull requests also being created, right?
Yeah. So this is one from Paul Seal about hey, shouldn't the icons in the doc type tree be the icon of the item that you're trying to pick? I think this is quite a nice touch. It makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
I've not really. There seems to be quite a lot of discussion. I've not read that, but yeah, I think this looks like a good addition.
Yeah, but also it's a great example of something which is coming as a potential feature request or feature upgrade, and discussion is happening. A lot of people are sharing their thoughts, HQ involved. So we all probably will see the great output which suits all of the sides, because it's not hard from technical perspective, but maybe just worth validating if it's something useful for both sides. And second one was about macros, and that's something what I was thinking about a lot as well.
This caused a lot of debate, this one, and
yeah,
there's a lot of considerations around backwards compatibility and all that jazz. But this is the idea that hey, macros are a little bit outdated, and maybe they could be reinvented and have more complex parameters as data type, like more complex parameters, property editors, instead of just the standard system fields like a string.
But also I we work with a lot of people. We have in our teams, usually we have macro haters, strongly typed believers and people like that. And what we've been doing all the time recently was to wrap macros with a great package by Soren Kettle to extract the data types to be able to be used as a property editor for macros, and then using them in macros simultaneously as we are doing it for doc type grid editors and custom editors for grid. And it works, but referring to what Heather described here, it's duplicating our work in most of the cases. And in this case, we'll have just a document type, which can be data element if we're referring to V8 namings and conventions, and just use it as a macro component in RTE.
Yeah, I really like that idea, because Lee Kelleher suggested that like we've got element types, but element types don't really mean anything right now. It would be cool if element types would actually be an element that we create in the CMS. So it could be a macro, it could be nested content, and then doc type kind of extends upon that to add all the routing stuff. I personally think that makes loads of sense. Get rid of macros, have these element things. Obviously, it's quite a large change, a large feature request. It will break upgrades and everything. So it's something that would have to be carefully considered.
But I also remember the whole discussion about having partials and macro partials being separated, the models passed to different types of them being different. So it might be all a big major change in the way of working from Umbraco, but a good change in my opinion, once again, right?
Yeah, and I also remember a conversation, I think it was at Code Garden this year with Heather, in fact, about macros and their place in the world. What do we use them for in our sites? And actually, we think about it in terms of, we want some content, we want some properties that we want to render, but actually it's not generally the case. It's more want to embed a piece of functionality inside some content somewhere.
Or control the way how it's embedded within the RTEs. Mainly because in the grids we can, most of us are using the doctype grid editor or custom editors, hopefully.
But it's really interesting to decide, like, actually what is the use case for a macro, and therefore maybe the current use case where we're just passing in really simple values does make sense. What's the use case for having a more complex thing? I don't know.
But once again, it might be a call to action for people to share their experiences, how they are using macros, for what they are using macros. I've seen crazy implementations of macros and crazy property editors be created only for macro purposes. So there are use cases where it's already needed, but it can be handled probably by document types. And if not, maybe that's where the discussion should happen. And that's a great topic. I will put it on my to-do and try to share my experiences, because I also missed this discussion. And it's ongoing. Yesterday was the last comment. And cool, that's from the discussions perspective. And we also wanted to highlight once again that Umbraco Spark is closing the early bird prices for tickets.
3 days, 4 days or something.
Yeah, so 1 week it was on December 18th, so less than 1 week for sure. So yeah, if some people wants to go, I've seen that Adam today booked two tickets for our team members, so we'll be there. Nice. Great event ahead. So, and you've shared, you've hosted one more event, and I sent you a question and you didn't respond to me. Was it recorded? It
wasn't recorded. It wasn't. I feel like recording it actually sort of spoils the whole purpose of it, which was more personal, one-on-one, getting people, like, it's a safe space, answer any questions, give feedback, that sort of thing. But
tell us more about it, how it went in general.
I've mentioned a few times, but this was an event, virtual meetup for people that were interested in submitting to a conference, but maybe didn't know where to start, or didn't know, had kind of an idea, but didn't really know how to formulate that into words that you'd then submit and hopefully get accepted. The goal was I think we had 6 or 7 people, myself and Emma Burstow. We both ran small, like 20-minute workshops, I guess, with the people, and on various topics, like how do you choose which conference to submit to? How do you know that your topic is right? Emma did a load of stuff on writing a bio for yourself in the third person, and that being a really, really important thing, and then abstracts. And we went through all of this. And then at the end, we discussed some ideas that people had, things they wanted to submit to conferences, potentially Code Garden or Bookfest that's coming up. And some really nice ideas at the end of it. Emma said it was more fun than she thought it would be. So that's really positive feedback. It was good. There's a whole Slack community and everything that I'm trying to build around this. The idea that at any point, any time, you could just say, hey, I need some feedback on this proposal for a conference. What do you think? And there'll be more meetups, virtual and physical.
Well, I really like this idea, and as someone who was always challenged with facing the call for proposals and being rejected, accepted, and always having those debates in the head, it's great to see and be able to chat with other people who are suffering with the same problem and wants to evolve as a developers or as a community people, not directly developers, but maybe IT related representatives who wants to speak and share their knowledge. So that's great, and I'm looking for the next ones, and hopefully I won't miss it this time. Okay, and two final topics on my list. If I can see correctly on my Chrome browsers. Once again, we wanted to also mention the releases. We didn't have.
You did.
We didn't have to.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it's all from 14 hours, and there were no more other releases this week when it comes to packages until hopefully, because if so we missed it. But Anders went crazy and released 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 upgrades for all of the great packages released under the Skybrad Skybrat branding, and yeah, great work. And it's some of beta releases for new APIs. Great work. So big high five, Rock Anders, for doing it. And it's crazy that it's released all at the same time.
Yeah.
And you found something else, which is another crazy work shared by one of the community members, right?
Yeah, the Lottie's Coder crossword is from the Ladies of Code Advent calendar. Lottie has shared, a crossword, and there's a few Umbraco things in there, but it's mostly generic web development, internet in general. It's really good, actually. I thoroughly enjoyed trying to answer this. I was trying to do it before we went live, and I'm stuck on my very last question.
Okay.
I looked at it.
I will try to solve it today then. I can see some of the questions in which I will need help of Google, but yeah, it's great. Great to see Umbraco being involved in it as well.
Yeah.
Great. So yeah, we'll share the links for all of it, of course, with people who are watching it now, or will watch the recording on YouTube. So it will be somewhere there. And yeah, that's all from the list of topics. I will turn on our beautiful Stripe here, and we can summarize what happened, and also summarize this decade and our last umbraCoffee episode this decade.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
it's hard to even summarize it. So we will do a break. We will see each other. I'm just
3rd of January, I think.
Yeah, something about this. January 3rd. Yeah. So we definitely can use this
because no one's around.
Yeah. I was surprised, and I'm surprised that right now we have some great people watching us, because in most of the companies it's usually a time when everyone is just packing themselves up and just living. Yeah, so we can definitely use this time to just wish everyone a great break and great end of the year, and yeah, just enter in safe entry to the 2020, and I plan to get some summaries done in the next week, and maybe plans for at least beginning of the year, because I'm starting crazy January, and it won't probably get less crazier from there. And yeah, so what do you want to share, Callum, with all of our great viewers here?
I have no idea. It's been a very busy year. It's been great fun at the same time, or even past couple of years. It's often stressful doing this every Friday, but it's also great fun, and a great privilege that so many people actually watch us chat rubbish every week. So
dressed like Christmas trees sometimes, and yeah, but that's great. It's great to be here. Great to see you watching, and yeah, it was a great year, great decade, and we can just expect, or not expect more, but just do our work, highlight others people's work, share our work, and that's what we were doing and we will be doing until YouTube will be shut down.
Or it's taken over by ads.
Yeah, but that's it. That's great. I think that's a great wrap up, and we can just come back to life and just try to focus on those Christmas finally.
Yeah, try and relax a bit. I'm looking forward to having a week of just sitting on the sofa, drinking champagne, eating lots of nice food, writing some code.
Sounds fun. I'm traveling to my hometown as well.
A few weeks.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, once again, thank you everyone for being with us. Have a great holiday break and enjoy the end of the year and decade. And see you all in the 2020. Ooh.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye bye.